How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something red hot off the production line. We have got ourselves a YF-23 Black Widow 2, as it says here, from Hobby Master in 1/72nd scale diecast. I am looking forward to this one. Now, in the 80s, the United States Air Force started the Advanced Tactical Fighter Program, or the ATF program. Both Northrop and Lockheed would submit their proposals. Northrop, teaming up with McDonnell Douglas, would present their YF-23s, while Lockheed would team up with Boeing and General Dynamics and offer up the YF-22. Now, while the YF-23 was stealthier as well as faster, the YF-22 was a lot more agile. After a 4-year evaluation and development process, we all know who got the chocolates, of course. The YF-22 was chosen and the F-22 Raptor going into production. Now, 2 of these YF-23 demonstrator aircraft were produced. Since its cancellation, the prototypes were first put into storage and then moved to museums to be on display. Now, one of these ending up at the National Museum of the United States Air Force and the other at the Western Museum of Flight. So for everyone in the US that are lucky enough to be over there, you can check these out in the real, in the metal. But unfortunately for me, all the way over in Australia, and definitely not being able to afford a plane ticket over to the States, I will have to settle for a diecast version. And that's what we are going to look at right now. So I'm going to shut the hell up and let's get this bloody box open, because I am dying to see this, and hopefully you are as well. If you are, you've probably skipped past the talking parts here anyway. All right, let's open it up. All right, with the model out of the box, it does come in a nice foam box. You do have, let us see, a stand, obviously, that will have a metal shaft in there and just your basic stand. And that is what it's going to look like all set up. There is nothing on there, no Hobby Master markings or anything. And that's, as I said, that is metal and this is plastic. Now, in this side, we do have, let's see, a little baggie that does have, well, all the doors, I suppose, a pilot figure, and the gear bay doors and the weapons bay doors, as you can see. We'll throw them out of the way. Now we should be able to just take off these little pieces here and open this up. Now remember, we are seeing this for the first time together, so if I do have moments of squealing like a excited schoolgirl, please forgive me, because I am looking forward to seeing this. Now, that is nothing. All right, let us reveal. Oh, yes. Very, very nice. I didn't realise how big this was. That does look absolutely freaking insane. Now, underneath here, we do have the little baggie for the gear down options in there, of course, which is cool. And on this side, we do have, let's have a little look, some armament options there too. That is pretty cool. So we'll get to put some of those on. And you do get a little canopy. So it does have a canopy. Yes, it does. It has a canopy on there. So obviously one for the open position. And let's us get this out. Oh, yes. Now, where's the best spot? Oh, well, maybe if I could, yeah, just lift it up like that. Beautiful. Whew. Oh, my God. This is absolutely awesome. We will quickly look over it before we put any bits. I don't think there's going to be too many bits to put on it, but man, look at the size of that. That is a big bit of kit right here. This looks freaking insane. Now we'll have a little look right deep in there. You can see some engine details, which looks absolutely brilliant. The tail mark, the sort of the angle of the tails, this is so futuristic looking. This is, man, this is awesome. Hobby Master have done a fantastic job. I mean, this will not probably be everyone's type of thing because, well, it's not a full-on production aircraft. There's only, well, 2 liveries really that Hobby Master can do, but who knows, they might do some what-if liveries, which in some nice camo would look absolutely nuts. But, oh, this looks really brilliant. Check out that. That whole profile, that wing profile is really interesting. Now, we should, hopefully, yeah, you can get that open pretty easy, which is really good. Sometimes the canopies can be really hard to get off some of these aircraft. But check out all that detail in there. Nuts. That is nuts. That looks great. I am really happy to have grabbed this one. So I did make the purchase. It was pretty hard to find, actually, at a reasonable price, because they are quite expensive in Australia. Gee, there's not much to the underneath here. It is all quite flat. The details are just crazy. We'll zoom in so you can see through here. That is nuts. So it's really hard to see inside the intakes. There's a little bit of interesting detail in there. It's a really weird finish inside the upper surfaces of those intakes. That looks to be a big General Electric stamp on the side. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the really nice panel lines, they are really, really well done. The details are fantastic. Yeah, this is absolutely insane. I've probably said that way too many times already, but I don't care. All right, what we'll do though, what I do care about, is actually showing you a completed aircraft. So what we'll do is we'll get this out in flight and check it out. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, we are back. This went together really smoothly. Look at the gear bay doors. They pushed in so nicely, no effort. You just pushed them in. They just slotted straight in there. Same with the weapons bay door. That slotted straight in there nicely. Nose wheel cover, beautiful. They all sit in there seamlessly, and it is really easy. Takes you all of about 30 seconds to set this up for in-flight. And this absolutely looks amazeballs. Wow. This is really nice. I am really happy about grabbing this for sure. Now, of course, well, it's got a big slit there for your stand, so you can just chuck it in your stand hole. And this is your beautiful, beautiful beast sitting on the stand. I better not lose it, jeez. This looks nuts, though. I do have to say, the build of this, beautiful. The particular aircraft looks mythical. It is really nice. I do like the whole shape. Everything about this aircraft just oozes future. This does look crazy, but I reckon it does set up nicely in flight, of course. For you in-flight guys, that should make you pretty happy. Now, I'm assuming with the weapons bay where it's located underneath here, you can have that in the open position too, while you have it on the stand, as you can see with the stand location. So that is something good for you guys too. You could be able to have this with its guts open and the missile ordnance hanging out there for you, of course. So as I said, you do get a choice out of two. You get either the AIM-9s here, get a set of 3 that goes on, or the AIM-120s here if you want to chuck them on. And that is what we're going to do in a moment. We'll set this up with some ordnance and some landing gear down and chuck it on the scales and wind up the video. All right, let's go do that right now. All right, this is your insanely awesome YF-23 setup on its landing gear. Obviously, what we'll do is we'll get the weight out of the way, of course, so we can admire this beautiful looking model with its gear down and have a little look at it. Now, we have got just lost a little bit of weight. Well, put it back on. Now, it is 530 grams. And now, as you can see, it is quite a large unit. These can be a little bit dear, especially here in Australia. So it's going to fluctuate in all countries anyway, the pricing. But for me, I also really wanted it. So I just bit the bullet and just paid the sort of fairly expensive price. But as you can see, it sits so nicely on that landing gear, which was no dramas to put in. And of course, we've put the open canopy on so you can check out the details in there. So we'll zoom in a fraction and lift this up so you can have a little look. That is the open canopy. You can see all those gauge details as we saw before. It looks absolutely ballistic. This is insane. Now, if we turn it over, we'll have a look at what we did for a gear down. Very straightforward. You just put this module in. That module in, the wheels don't turn or anything, so if you like to roll your aircraft around, you won't be able to. You put a little block off there for your stand hole or stand slit. You put your open weapons bay doors on either side, and then I just put the AIM-120s in there. Mainly because it fills up that whole weapons bay there, the sidewinders. The AIM-9s are a little bit smaller, obviously. And then you put that nose wheel in. If I was going to say anything, the nose wheel didn't want to go in very flush. Compared to everything else, went in really nicely. Like everything sort of, like especially in flight, that went together so smoothly. The modules can be a little bit hard to push in, but that's mainly because I don't want to like go full on psycho and push them really hard in. I'm sure they'll probably flush out if you put like a lot of pressure in to click them, I suppose, into its position. But I don't have anywhere in my display cabinet for this, so I'm going to be putting this back in the box until I can get some cabinets. So that way one day we'll actually be able to check out a bit of a collection and show some models in a bit of a group, which hopefully some of you might like to see. A lot of you have been asking for like collection videos, and the reason I haven't really done one at the moment is because I don't have enough cabinets at the moment to put them all out. So, and I want to do it properly. If I'm going to do one of those videos, I really want to present them nicely to you all. All right, but what I am presenting to you is this sweet-looking YF-23 from Hobby Master today. It is a fantastic model. I am really happy with it. I don't know accuracy-wise if the dimensions are perfect or anything like that. I'll leave that for you experts watching to figure that out. I'm just here to provide you with some image in which you can see this aircraft, and you can make your own conclusion to whether you're going to end up purchasing one of these or give it a wide berth. As I always say, everybody is different in what they want to collect and what they see from a model. And with that, I'll wind up the video, of course. Don't forget, I'll take some photos of this, throw them on at the end. If you enjoyed what you see, that would be awesome in my direction. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you are watching and you haven't done that yet. That would be awesome as well. All right, everyone, I'll finish by saying thank you very much for spending your time in watching another one of our videos. I hope you enjoyed this Hobby Master release today. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and you all have an awesome rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.